Am I allowed to say you bought this? Do I have to keep that secret?
You can say what you want. No, you can say it if you want
I
it.
still want people being like, why'd you spend that money? That's all.
Because you took me there, that's
Okay,
why.
okay. Hello and welcome back to Bug Realms. So guys, in the last video to do with the Southern Invet Show you would have seen my actual footage, but I didn't give you any information as to how it went. This particular video we're going to be looking at my pickups from the show, and we're going to have a little bit of a chat about how it all went. So firstly I'm going to start with the positives. So my experience overall, I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Meeting everyone, I mean some of the YouTubers there I've met before, some I had never met. Having the people coming up and saying hello to me really made my day. Now the young lad that came to me in the queue, or his mum came to me in the queue, I believe his name was Vinny. If I've got that wrong I do apologise. I just want to say I don't bite. Come along and say hello to me at any other show that you come to, so a big shout out to that young man. Yeah, I don't think there was anything negative about the actual show itself. Was there? You think of anything?
Nope. I thought it was awesome because I'd never been before, so.
Yeah, it was really good, but I mean the only negative I can point out, and the reason I may not attend next year, was nothing of Invet Show's fault. It was purely the travel. So we originally had 3 trains to get there and 3 trains to get back. We happened to have rail strikes on the way there, so 3 trains turned into 5 trains, and on the way back we had railway maintenance, so 3 trains turned into like 5 trains and a bus, and an extra 2 hours on our journey. So that was an absolute nightmare. I want to say a big thanks to Dan from Stick and Mix, because if it wasn't for him giving me a lift both to the show, which was great, but mainly the lift back to the train station, we would not have been able to get home that night, because we figured out that because of this railway maintenance we had to start 2 hours earlier, or an hour and a half earlier, to start getting the train, and had he not given us that lift there we wouldn't have made it on time, because the original train service was not running. So massive thanks to him. If you've not seen his channel, it will be in the description below. So that's all I have to say about that. Let's get on to exactly what I picked up here. We will go into a bit more detail. There'll be rehousings in a future video, but I'll give you a quick show, and then we'll have some clips zoomed in a bit more as well of everything I can. So I put up a poll a little while ago. Do I go for the Asians? Do I go for the Africans? A lot of responses back to that was go for what I wanted, which to be fair I was going to do anyway. I was just purely seeing what you guys were interested in, and I've gone for both. So first of all, boring stuff, some moss, forest floor moss, £3, done. Now non-tarantula related, you won't be able to see it properly here, but I will do a zoom in. We got ourselves a little ghost mantis. It's a species I've never kept, species I've always wanted to keep, although they're quite common in the hobby. I never really got round to finding them at other shows, whether I was too late or just didn't spot them. But yeah, we got a nice little dinky one in there. I picked up from David from House of Bugs, another YouTube channel with another link that will be in the description below. He sold to me some Horrida assassin bugs. So I have been after these for a while now. You've seen I already own some assassin bugs from Peter Webster, but I wanted to own this particular species too. So we've got 10 little nymphs running around in here. So now we'll move on to the tarantulas. So we got a few of the Ceratogyrus genus. I got in here a little Ceratogyrus, I don't know how to pronounce this one, Meridionalis. Could be wrong, that was from So Many Legs. This was a pre-order because I don't actually see many of these in the shows. I know they're quite common as old worlds, but this genus I've just rarely seen them at the shows. I'm not sure as to why. So I pre-ordered that one, and then I got quite lucky. So the main one that I would be after out of the Ceratogyrus genus is the Marshalli, which we've got in here, and you can see it is a good size specimen, and this was actually bought for me as a gift from Kelly, which I'm really grateful for. So she got me the main thing I was after at this show, so thank you very much for my gift.
That's alright, he took me there, and I'd never been before, so I had to do something back to say thank you, so that's what he got.
What else did we get? Another Ceratogyrus. We got the Darlingi in here. a little juvie just down in there, all grown on sling. So I'm happy with that one. So then I picked up the Histocrates crucipes. I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly, but the names will all be on the screen anyway. So commonly known as our Cameroon brown baboon, which is just here. Moving on from that one, we got some Killibrachys, which I have been after. So we got the Killibrachys, this one's labelled as Species Blue Vietnam, and it's actually hidden just behind the label, so I'll try and get a shot of that a bit later. We also got the Killibrachys species Cane Kraken or Cane Krashan, however you want to pronounce it. Now this was of a decent size, as you can see here. A little bit afraid of rehousing this one. I got a gift as well from Ben. So if you don't know Ben, he also has a YouTube channel known as Inverter Ben. Again, a link will be in the description below. Please check him out. He got some really awesome additions at the show, so you really want to check that out. And it's just a tiny sling of Bumba Cabocla just in here. And then last but not least, because I've been meaning to do this at every show that I've been to in the past year or so and never ever picked it up. So Bug Grounds finally has its very first OBT red colour form just in here. So we are going to have a lot of fun rehousings, but unfortunately that's not going to be in this video. That is going to be in a series of future videos for you guys at home. So overall, that's my collection. That was my thoughts on the Southern Invert Show. As I said, may not visit in the future just because of the distance I am from the show, and I do not drive, so it's going to have to be trains all the way. Okay, but before I go, I want you guys to pop a comment below as to whether Kelly should get or not get her very first tarantula.
Oh, what are you doing?
she was very interested in purchasing one, but hadn't done so far. So she's going to actually watch me with the rehousings of these. And if she can handle watching rehousings of old worlds, I'm sure she'll be fine with a new world beginner species. Let us know, what do you think that she should get? And nobody write OBT, because we all know that comes up every single time a beginner wants to start somewhere. So that's going to be it from us today. So thanks very much for watching. Stay tuned for future rehousings. Bye bye.